Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and I want to tell you something that happened to me last week that I genuinely cannot stop thinking about. I was at a private collector preview event, the kind where you sign a confidentiality agreement just to get through the door, and there was a car in the center of that room that made every single person in attendance go completely silent the moment the cover came off it. Not polite silence, not impressed silence. The kind of silence that happens when something so unexpected and so completely perfect appears in front of you that your brain simply does not know how to process it fast enough to generate a response. The 2026 Austin-Healey 3000 in British racing green with metallic brown interior was standing in the center of that room. And I am telling you right now that what I saw in that room is what I am going to share with you in this video. And I promise you that by the end of this video, you are going to understand immediately and completely why every serious collector and every genuine sports car enthusiast in the world is already moving on this car as fast as they possibly can. Now, I need to tell you something about the Austin-Healey 3000s that most people simply do not know. And this is the curiosity gap that changes everything about how you understand this revival. The original Austin-Healey 3000s was not just a sports car, it was the car that defined what a British sports car was supposed to feel like for an entire generation. When it was produced between 1959 and 1967, it was the car that serious drivers chose when they wanted something that delivered genuine, unfiltered, completely honest driving emotion without compromise or apology. It won rallies. It won the hearts of drivers in Britain, America, Europe, and Australia simultaneously, which almost no other car of its era managed to achieve. Steve McQueen loved it. Racing drivers loved it. People who genuinely understood what a sports car should be and should feel like loved it, with a depth and a loyalty that never faded. And when production ended in 1967, it left a hole in the sports car world that nobody has ever come close to filling. Until now, until 2026, until British racing green meets metallic brown in the most exciting sports car revival anyone has announced in the modern era. The collector community has been reacting to this revival with a passion and an intensity that I have rarely seen attached to any automotive announcement. Longtime Austin-Healey owners who have kept their original cars in perfect condition for decades have been posting in private forums with a level of emotion that you simply do not see from people who are normally very measured and very careful about expressing enthusiasm. Professional automotive journalists who cover hundreds of cars every year have been using words like historic and unmissable in their private communications about this car. People who have driven original 3000s and know better than anyone what those cars feel like and what they mean. Those people are saying that Austin-Healey has honored the original with something genuinely and completely worthy of the name. That is the social proof that matters most, and it should tell you everything. So let us walk around this car, because the 2026 Austin-Healey 3000s in British racing green is one of the most visually extraordinary things I have ever had the privilege of standing next to. The body is long and low with that classic long hood short deck roadster, proportion that is the most honest and most beautiful proportion in all of sports car design. The British racing green sits over those sculpted body surfaces with a depth and a richness that is impossible to adequately describe in words. It has to be seen in person to be fully understood, but I will tell you that under natural light, this finish does something to the surface of this car that makes it look like the metal itself is alive. Every curve catches the green differently. Every surface tells a slightly different story with the same extraordinary paint. And the result is a car that rewards extended looking in a way that very few automobiles ever manage to achieve. The front of the 2026 Austin-Healey 3000s is confident and classically British in the most completely satisfying way. The grille sits proud and wide at the center, an elegant oval shape that is immediately and unmistakably Austin-Healey, carried forward from the original with loving fidelity and just enough refinement to feel completely right for 2026. The headlights sit in beautifully detailed nacelles on either side of the hood, round and precise and deeply connected to the classic roadster tradition that the original 3000s represented so perfectly. The chrome work across the front is generous and beautiful, heavy enough to add real presence and real period-correct richness without ever feeling excessive or overdone. The long hood stretches away from the front in British racing green in a way that makes you want to open the door and get behind the wheel immediately and drive somewhere very fast and very far away. Moving around to the side, and this is where the 2026 Austin-Healey 3000s makes its most complete and most beautiful visual statement. The body is tight and organic and perfectly proportioned, every surface working together to create a whole that is dramatically more beautiful than the sum of its individual parts. The side exhaust pipes run along the lower sill in that classic Austin-Healey style that was always one of the most exciting and most character-defining details of the original car. In British racing green with the chrome of those exhausts running below the door line, the side profile of this car is something that makes your pulse genuinely faster just from looking at it. The cockpit sits low between the front and rear body sections, intimate and open and completely inviting, with a low-cut door line that gives the car that essential exposed, connected to the road feeling that defined the original and that nothing else in the modern automotive world delivers with the same authenticity. The rear of the 2026 Austin-Healey 3000s is compact and perfectly resolved. A short, tight tail section that concludes the body in the most satisfying way. The round tail lights sit at each rear corner in their classic positions, simple and beautiful and completely period correct. The chrome bumper treatment is elegant and restrained, and the overall impression from behind in British racing green is of a car that looks just as exciting leaving as it does arriving. The spare wheel cover integrated into the tail is a detail directly from the original 3000s that Austin-Healey has preserved with complete fidelity, and in British racing green it adds the perfect final note of classic British roadster character to an already extraordinary rear end. Now let us get inside, and this is the moment. The metallic brown interior of the 2026 Austin-Healey 3000s is something that I want you to understand is not simply beautiful. It is emotionally overwhelming in the most unexpected and most wonderful way. The moment you fold yourself down into that cockpit, low and intimate and perfectly sized, you are surrounded by metallic brown leather of extraordinary quality. The seats are beautifully shaped, deeply padded and perfectly supportive, upholstered in metallic brown leather, with contrast stitching that is precise and warm and completely perfect in its period correct style. The door panels carry the same metallic brown leather with chrome door release handles that are simply exquisite details. The dashboard is a beautifully simple piece, a wood veneer top rail above a leather-covered face with round instruments set directly in front of the driver in large, clear, classically proportioned dials. The steering wheel is large and elegant, a classic three-spoke design and polished alloy with a leather rim in metallic brown that feels absolutely perfect in your hands the moment you touch it. Sitting in this cockpit in British racing green outside a metallic brown leather all around you with the sky above your head and the road ahead of that long green hood is a feeling that no closed car at any price can replicate. This is what sports car driving was always supposed to feel like. This is the experience that the original Austin-Healey 3000s gave to drivers for nearly a decade. And in 2026 it is available again in its most beautiful and most completely realized form. The powertrain expected for the 2026 Austin-Healey 3000s is a naturally aspirated straight-six engine, honoring the original's engine configuration with complete authenticity, producing approximately 250 to 280 horsepower. Smooth, sonorous, and perfectly matched to the character of this car. The exhaust note expected from this engine through those side pipes is going to be one of the most celebrated automotive sounds of 2026. Performance figures are expected to include 0 to 60 in approximately 5 seconds, quick enough to be genuinely exciting, honest enough to feel completely connected, and completely real. The suspension setup prioritizes driver feedback and ride quality in equal measure, firm enough to feel alive and responsive, supple enough to be genuinely enjoyable on real roads in the real world. Pricing is expected to start between $75,000 and $85,000 for the base configuration, which for a hand-built British sports roadster of this quality, this heritage, and this complete and total uniqueness in the modern market is genuinely compelling value. Fully specified examples in British racing green with the complete metallic brown interior package are expected to approach $110,000. Production numbers are expected to be strictly limited, fewer than 1,000 units annually, and the early allocation is going to move extremely fast. The people who know what this car is and what it means are already at their dealers. The window is open right now, but it is not going to stay open. The Austin-Healey 3000s is back. British racing green and breathtaking outside. Metallic brown leather, perfection inside. A straight six singing through side pipes. A low cockpit open to the sky. This is the most honest, the most emotionally pure, and the most completely beautiful sports car coming in 2026. Do not be the person who watched this video and then waited. Drop everything in the comments. I read every single one. Thumbs up if this got your heart going. Subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a video. I will see you in the next one. Everybody, take care.